Finding the potential in the Schrödinger equations. The Schrödinger equation is the fundamental equations of quantum mechanics. It describes how the quantum state of a physical system changes over time. Think of it as the quantum equivalent of Newton's second law. Force equals to net force equal to the product of mass and accelerations. While Newton's law tells you how a classical particle moves, the Schrödinger equation tells you how a wave functions evolves. So here is a breakdown of the two main forms. The time-dependent Schrödinger equations. This is the general version. So this is the most general form. It predicts how a quantum system changes in time. Example, the imaginary number here, I times the h bar here equal to the partial of the wave function with respect to time is equal to the Hamiltonian of the wave functions. Where I here is the imaginary unit, h bar is the reduced Planck's constant. We have the wave functions here, contains all information about the particle, and h bar here is it here, capital letter h bar here is the Hamiltonian operator, represents the total energy, kinetic plus potential. The time independence Schrödinger equation, the one used in your problem. So if the potential energy does not change with time, we use this simpler form to find the specific standing wave states of the system, like fixed energy level in an atom. For example, the square of the h bar, negative of that, over 2 times mass times uh, the second derivative of the wave function with respect to x plus the potential times the wave function x times the wave functions is equal to energy times the wave functions. So we have here the kinetic energy term, this one. So this is the kinetic energy term. Then this one is the potential energy term. And E here is the total energy constant and eigenvalue. So we have a sample problem here. Find the potential as a function of x here, such that the Schrödinger equations as a function of x and time is equal to a times x minus x cubed times e to the negative I e t over h bar. Okay, let us solve this problem. So identify the given functions here. The given function here is this one. This has the form. So we have only a function of x here times a function of time here. So we're the spatial part here. So this is the spatial part. So in terms of x only. Use the time-independent Schrödinger equation. The time-independent Schrödinger equation is this one. And calculate the second derivative here of wave functions. So find the first derivative here. So this is the first derivative of the potential here. And the second derivative here is equal to negative 6ex. Then substitute into the Schrödinger equations. So we have this by substitutions. Then derive the entire equations by a, assuming a is not equal to 0. So by simplification here, so 3h bar squared over mass times x times the potential times x minus x cubed is equal to e x minus x cubed here. So rearrange to isolate v of x. So v of x here is finally by simplification equal to e minus 3h bar squared over the mass times 1 minus x squared. Then we have the mathematical simulations here. For example, here, so we have the potential here, the dash red. Okay, so what is the explanation for this plot? So the red dash line here, this is the potential energy. So this is the potential energy, the red dash line. So what it is, this is the function of v of x equal to e minus 3h squared over m1 minus x squared. So we can calculate earlier in this conversation why it looks like that you are seeing the potential well or potential barrier because the denominator 1 minus x squared goes to 0 at x equal to 1 and x equal to negative 1. The potential drops to negative infinity at those points forming walls. So we have this. So it goes to negative infinity at x equal to negative 1 and x equal to 1. Because of this, because the denominator here is equal to 1 minus x squared. Then the blue line, real part of the wave functions. So what it is, this is the real part of the complex functions. This one, the blue line here. So as you slide the time, see, this blue curve will oscillate the wiggle up and down like a standing wave on a string. Then the green line, we have also the green line here. So the green line, imaginary part of the wave functions. So what it is, this is the imaginary part of the complex wave functions. So what it does, this also oscillates with time, but it is shifted to phase relative to the blue line. It ensures the total wave function remains complex. When the blue line is it is at maximum, the green line is at 0 and vice versa. For example, here, uh, if for example here, if the blue line is at 0, so the green line is at maximum. Now, if the green line is at 0, the blue line is at maximum. Then we have here the black line. The black line is the probability density. So we have the black line here. This one. This is the probability density. So that is all equal to positive. So what it is the absolute square of the wave functions. In quantum mechanics, this represents the probability of finding the particle at position x. So key physical insight, if you look at the black line as you move the time slider, it will not change. For example, here, it will not change. So even if the blue lines and the green lines, there is an oscillation for the blue line and oscillation for the green line here. But for the black line here, this is steady. So it stays perfectly still. No? This means the probability distribution is a constant over time. So why it does not move? Your wave functions, your wave function here is a stationary state. So the time dependent phase factor cancel out when you square the wave functions because one. So this is the product of positive and negative of the exponent here. So positive and negative exponent. You add the positive and negative exponent, so that is equal to 0. So e to the 0 is equal to 1.